When you're making somebody an offer for a job, you really want to think hard about what really motivates them. Now, a lot of people would say money, it's obvious. Well, it turns out that very few people are actually money motivated as their primary motivator, meaning the number one motivator. Now look, there are salespeople that are coin operated. In fact, I had one working for me. He was an amazing sales guy, and it was all about the money. It was all about what he was paid, and he really didn't care about much of anything else. But honestly, that's a bit of a rarity. And in fact, when you think about compensation and what you should pay people, the phrase you should remember is felt fair compensation. Felt fair compensation. What that means is, I'm making about the right amount of money. I'm fairly compensated for what I do, and I'm okay. I think of it like a thermostat. The temperature in the room is just about right. It's not too hot, not too cold. It's fair and appropriate. So how do they establish felt fair compensation? Well, the first is they look outside. So people will look outside their organization at people that do more or less the job they do, and they compare their compensation to those people. Now that's imminently available with salary.com and other websites and friends that talk about compensation. And I want a little secret for people that are a little older. Young people talk about salary all the time, so they know what all their friends make, more or less. So they're going to look outside as one data point to determine if they are fairly compensated. They're also going to look inside to determine if they're fairly compensated. And they'll look at other people that have similar levels of responsibility or similar jobs and determine if I'm making about what those people are making. Now, if both of those two items check out, the answer is I'm fairly compensated and I don't need to do anything. Now, on the other hand, if they figure out that they're not fairly compensated, they're going to have an issue, and that's a source of discontent. Now, I can tell you from personal experience that 7 out of 10 times, it's not all the time, they're looking outside the organization that people that have very different jobs, even though maybe they're the same age, but they really got into an amazing situation and they make 50% more money than your particular employee, and this causes discontent. And I would call this a poor referent group. There aren't a lot of great strategies here. The best one you can do is present the data you use to determine the compensation and explain why they're making fair compensation for the job. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't. But your goal is to get them back to feeling like they're fairly compensated. If you can't solve it, odds are they're going to leave your organization. There ain't much you can do about it. But generally speaking, most people, if they feel like they're fairly compensated based on outside and internal data, they're going to stick around for a long, long time.